Hello everyone, happy Friday. I'm not sure if that matters anymore. Maybe the days are all just blending together. But,
Welcome to the second day of the Strobepro Fireside Roundtable Informal Chat.
that's right. This is a Q&A. We're just here because we're finding ourselves with extra time on our hands and we'd love to answer some of your questions. And it's a good way for those who have never been able to come to our Calgary showroom to see some of our products in real space. So if there's anything you want to see closer, just let us know. This is very much going to be guided by you. So yeah, if you have a question, just spit it out in the chat and we'll do our best to answer.
Yeah, give us a shout. We'd love to hear from you. Any questions? You want to chat about anything? Strobepro stuff, photography stuff. We're open. This is Kevin and I'm Tracy.
Oh yeah, hi.
So yeah, anything you feel like asking? Anybody out there?
Yeah, weird life stuff, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Keep it loose.
Absolutely. We did this yesterday as well. Had a few questions. A few people asked us some questions and had a few good discussions going on about some stuff.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's see how many people we actually have in here right now.
All right.
It's always nice to know whether you're talking to yourself or if there's anyone there. If there is someone there, you can save me some time and say hi.
Yep. Give us a
Don't-
shout.
don't be
say
shy.
hi.
We don't bite, and we couldn't through this platform, even if we wanted to.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh, here we go. Saying we got 3 viewers.
Okay.
Do some shy people there, so maybe we should talk about some of the stuff we have here.
Sure. All right. Sounds good. What did you bring out here today?
Well, we've got this guy. If you were here yesterday, sorry, but we're going to talk about it again.
That's right. Yeah.
That's-
MS300.
Yeah, that's right. So this is our newest plug-in strobe. It's very, very affordable, under $200. And it goes down 5 stops from 300 watt seconds. It's got a traditional modeling light, so it's really a full-featured strobe, and it's really nice size-wise too. I've got an 8200 for comparison here in its bracket. Takes up kind of a similar amount of space actually. If you were to put the 8200 and the bracket in a bag. These actually fit in our traveler kits. You can get 3 of them in there really comfortably along with the power cables.
Nice thing with this one too, it's not battery powered. Well, that's a plus or minus, but it makes it nice and light. It's a very light strobe. Really nice if you wanted to get it up higher on a boom, something like that would be a great option for that. In fact, it's considerably less than the 8200 in terms of weight. So, yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice option for that. Works with all of our triggers, all the Godox triggers, receivers built in, full control over the groups and everything, power settings, all that kind of stuff.
That's right.
Yep.
We've also got the 200 here because it is on a very special price right now. It's $50 off. And we're also doing free shipping on any order over $99. That would be for Canada and the States. You can see the details of that on our website. But so yeah, either one of these items would be free shipping on their own.
Yep.
Normally we have a higher threshold for our free shipping because we have a lot of large and heavy items that are expensive to ship. So.
But yeah, right now, great deals on shipping, on all kinds of stuff. Pretty much any light that you get is going to be free shipping now. So
Yeah. So if anyone just joined us, I'll just circle back. This is just basically a round table. We're here to take your questions. If you want to see a product closer up, we're in the warehouse now. We can run and grab it. It's kind of a way of interacting with you guys. Maybe you've never been to our Calgary showroom. Maybe you can come to our showroom, but you're trying to socially distance yourself right now. So
doing some self-isolating, which is a good thing. But we wanted to keep in touch with our customers and let you know we're here to answer any questions, talk about any gear you want to talk about. Let us know.
Oh, I actually did get a question here, and sorry if you asked that a little while ago. We're a little new to this streaming thing, and I made a mistake with the chat here.
Okay.
But, yeah, it looks like Sear asked, "Hi guys, would you explain the correct maintenance plan for the battery 8400 Pro, 8600 Pro when you don't use them regularly?" Okay, so there is actually a known issue with those batteries if you leave them sitting for a while. This will actually technically happen with any lithium battery, but those batteries in particular are very high voltage, so they discharge quickly when they are not in use. So if they get too low, basically the onboard computer can't detect the cells anymore, and so it's unable to charge them. There is a procedure to reset them. Unfortunately, it's not a super easy thing to do at home. But if you purchase the batteries through us, we do that for free. If not, you can still send them to us. We're happy to reset them for a small fee, and just the cost of shipping. Basically, though, if you get a product and the battery's dead on arrival, 99% of the time, that's what the problem is. And as soon as we became aware of this, we've been topping up our batteries in our stock, because sometimes these products can sit on the shelf for like a few months, and that's when it happens. But a lot of other sellers are not necessarily aware of that. If it does happen, you should, and you bought it from someone else, you should definitely reach out to them first. But we're also very happy to help you with that problem. So if you need support, just send us an email, hello@strobepro.com, and we'll follow up with you there.
And if somebody has a light with one of those batteries, what's the best way to keep it from going into that?
Yeah, so essentially anytime your battery or strobe is going to go into storage for the foreseeable future, it's always best just to charge your batteries up to like 70 or 80%, just so they've got some room to go down. That's the healthiest thing for the battery if it's going into storage.
Yeah.
You don't actually want to charge them fully if you're going to store them, but you can. It's just if you want to extend the life of your battery as long as possible, around 70 or 80% is what's best for storage.
And then if it is going to be in storage for quite a long period of time, sort of maintain that 70-80% of the battery. So every month or 6 weeks or so, check it and see and top it up a little bit. Yeah.
With the 600 Pro battery, at least, it's really easy. You can just push the button on the top and it tells you how much life is left in there. So
you can on the 400 Pro too.
Yes, you can.
It's a little tricky. I should go grab one and show you, but it's basically that little sort of longer little sort of light colored bit on the top there. You push that in with your fingernail, and then it'll give you a meter level of how much it charges in the battery. So
yeah, it's so well hidden. I didn't even know that was there for a while.
It's not super obvious, but you just kind of push that little bit in with your fingernail. So yeah.
Yeah, so I hope that answers
question.
that question.
Yep.
If you need any clarification or anything, just let us know.
Yeah, give us a shout and or ask another question.
Anyone else got something for us? Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Excellent, 70 to 80%. That's what I do actually. Okay, yeah, so you're already following good procedures there. So you really shouldn't have any problems with that as long as you can keep them topped up.
Maintain
to that
that,
amount.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, very good question. That's definitely been a bit of an issue around we've been seeing lately. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a common one if you go on like forums where people are talking about their Godox products. The batteries for those strobes come up all the time, and in 99% of cases, that's all it is. It just needs to be reset and charged manually for a little while until the onboard computer can detect the cells again.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, so the good news is if you have that problem, your battery is not a paperweight.
Correct, yes.
In all likelihood, it can be revived.
Yeah, yeah. Just have to give us a shout and get it back to us, and we can definitely reset it as well.
Yeah. If anyone else is, oh, here we go.
Oh, another one?
Do you think it's worth upgrading from the X1 to the X2 controller? There's two reasons why I might upgrade. One would be if you have, if you work with a lot of lights, like you're typically working with 3, 4, even 5 lights on different groups.
I'm gonna go grab an X1 here.
Yeah, for sure. Then this controller makes that easier because it did add the group buttons to the top here. So it's just a less scrolly experience. If you want to adjust Group A, you just touch Group A and then you're ready to go. Core features wise, they're very similar. This does add the ability to control your lights in 1/10 stops if your light supports that. Basically any of the like Pro designated lights do support that, as well as some of the plug-in strobes like the QT series or our X Pro strobes. But if you've got the X1 already, I wouldn't necessarily recommend upgrading, but it does make your life easier in some ways. Again, mostly just those group buttons along the top. The other thing that this guy has is Bluetooth capability, so it can connect to the Godox Photo app, which is available for iOS or Android. And that's a nice thing to have in the studio because you can like have an iPad or something and just get a very large display for all of your lights. So if you're shooting tethered, that's just a nice kind of quality of life thing that you can do.
I don't know if you can see it too clearly here, but the group buttons that Kevin's talking about here, very, very handy on the X2 versus the X1. The other thing I really like about the X2 as well that I found very handy for when I shoot at events and stuff, the channel scan feature.
Oh, yes,
on this.
that's true.
Not on the X1 or the XT Pro. Basically what you do is you turn channel scan on here, go into the menu, and what it does is it takes, I don't know, a minute or so, and it goes through all 32 channels and finds I believe it's the 8 best, clearest channels. And you set your lights and your trigger to one of those channels, usually the top.
Yeah.
The first one comes up, usually was what I do, and I have had very few issues with misfires and that, setting it to that. It gives you that best, most available channel, and it works really well.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're in a reception hall in a hotel and there's like 300 Wi-Fi routers in range of you,
everybody's got cell phones.
that can create a lot of interference. So instead of just kind of guessing what the best channel is, or switching when you start to see misfires, you can kind of take some of the guesswork out of it with the X2 here.
I really like that feature on this guy. Yeah.
Okay, Sear asks us, do you plan to sell a shorter main pole for the C-stand light support in the future? We have no current plans for that, but actually I've had a few people ask me about that, so it's definitely something I'll suggest. We do have a stand, like a dedicated low height stand that's, well, it's a 4-foot stand, and that one is like similar construction to a C-stand. It's like all steel. That would be our 4-foot roller. So that's a regular product we carry. But yeah, we might look into just shorter columns because we could sell the turtle bases separately. We also have roller bases for C-stands.
So somebody that wants basically a C-stand with a boom and a lower height is what they're looking for, eh?
Not necessarily a boom, I suppose, but maybe we could offer it with the boom too. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just curious, yeah.
A lot of what we bring in is directed by you guys, so like if we get 3 or 4 emails asking for something, it kind of comes on our radar and then we look into it. So I can definitely ask about that because I have had a few people ask us. So
yeah, good question, thanks. Great questions, keep firing them away here. This is what we're here for, to chat about stuff, talk to you guys, clear up any issues, any questions, any nagging things sitting around. Yeah.
Anyone else got something for us? We can ramble on to each other, but we do that all day. So.
That's right, yeah, we do enough of that here, so we really want you to ask us questions.
Well, in the meantime, we've got some other toys to play with here.
Okay, why don't we take a look here?
I'm not sure if you guys have seen this before. This is the Godox V1. In a lot of ways, it's kind of the spiritual successor to our X60s, otherwise known as the Godox V860s. So they're both lithium battery powered flashes, so similar in that way. Basically the same power. Recycle time's a little faster on this new guy. But the nice thing about it is the round head here and the new kind of more diffused Fresnel head. So there's a better piece of diffusion glass in here, and it basically, you get a more even pattern. If you point this at a bare wall, you can kind of see that Fresnel pattern. You don't get that at all with this one. Makes it a really nice on-camera light. If you need to shoot bare every once in a while, just have something on your camera for fill or whatever. Also really great for bouncing. They added this feature here which Just seems so common sense to me. Excuse me. But I've never seen it on any other speed light. Just the simple ability to do this. Just there we go. Ah, that's so much easier.
Isn't that great? Yeah.
Because like on a traditional speed light, you have to go all the way around like that. So if you're just like bouncing over your head, it's this kind of awkward. It was kind of funny that I said awkward when that fell.
When it dropped off, yeah.
This awkward rotation business all the time. Yeah, if you just want to bounce quickly behind your head.
Works great. Is that another question?
Got another question here.
Oh, okay.
With so many businesses isolated, having to try new online videos, do you think the Quad Star would be a good light to start with? Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah.
It's one of our, actually, I'll probably say it's the best bang for your buck option that we have.
Totally, yeah.
If you're just looking to get started, you probably want a big, soft source of light, and the Quad Star is going to give that to you.
Yeah.
It's got lots of power. It doesn't make any noise at all. It's completely fanless.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
I mean, it's low tech, but if you're just trying to save money, you don't necessarily care about that. Like we have more advanced lights that you can get, like our flex panels, which take up a lot less space, but you pay a lot more kind of for that luxury.
Yeah.
The Quad Star, yeah, I mean, they just use these LED bulbs, which are pretty nice. They're,
Grab one.
yeah, we can show you one. They've got a hard plastic casing on the outside, so they're easy to transport. If you're looking at similar kind of all-in-one setups, a lot of the time they use those compact fluorescent bulbs, which are super fragile and filled with mercury, so not the best for traveling from place to place. Yeah, we've got one here. Yeah, so that's what that looks like. You've got plastic casing all around the outside. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're bulky, but they still travel well, and they're
Not
durable.
as they're not as bulky, yeah, and they're not as bulky, and they're definitely more durable than the old fluorescent.
Yes.
ones, at least. The fluorescent ones were like quite a bit bigger, and of course more breakable. These are much more durable, and they're going to last longer. The lifetime on them is way longer as well too.
Yeah.
Bulb life, yeah.
Yeah, so Quad Star is a great option for a beginner. You just get kind of everything you need to get started there.
Yep.
got
And
another
a nice
question.
quality of light too out of them. Yeah.
Got another question here. So John
Okay.
asks, 8400 firmware update. Is there an iOS software available instead of Windows? So actually, John, unfortunately, there is not. You'll be stuck on the Windows platform if you want to upgrade firmware on the 8400 Pro.
But there is a new Mac one, but what you can only update a few items on it so far, right?
Is it this one?
I believe it's just this one, yeah.
Yeah, so there is actually Mac software in the works now. The
Yeah.
Godox G3 software, but that only works on the X2 controllers, as far as we know now.
That's all I know it works on,
It's
yeah.
possible they'll design like a patch interface to work with the older stuff, but they haven't really confirmed any of that for us. It's reasonable to expect that every future product will use that G3 software, which is available for Mac.
So moving forward, looks like it, but not likely backwards compatible at this point.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so got another questions here.
Great. Thanks, guys. This is great.
Because now with the 8400 Pro on hit and caster wheels. Oh yeah, so yeah, Sears is talking about why he wants a shorter column.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Right now, like if you've got a C-stand, like our regular C-stand in a space with low ceilings, like 8 feet,
Yeah.
you put on your head, and then you put on like your beauty dish, and then you look up and it's like, oh, it's touching the roof.
Yeah. Or touching your subject if they're 6 feet tall.
Yeah, so something with something that's got a lower minimum height and
Gotcha.
kind of more mid-range is what he'd be looking for, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's definitely a product we'd consider bringing in, and it's a very valid point because a lot of our customers do work in small spaces with.
Yeah, lower ceilings and stuff, right? That would be a nice add-on option where you can choose your center column height on that. So
Yeah, exactly.
good idea.
And you're very welcome, John. Thanks for the question.
Yep, excellent. You were talking about the V1 there. Do we want to show the accessory kit maybe for that as well?
Sure, you can run and grab that.
I'll
yeah.
grab an accessory kit.
Yeah, the other great thing about the V1 is this head is actually magnetic, so it works with a variety of simple kind of on speed light modifiers, which are great for event shooters, run and gun type photography.
Yeah, this is, I've actually gone to this kit here for a lot of the event stuff that I do now as well too. Do you have another question, or do we want to?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so apparently actually you can update the 8400 Pro on the G3 software now, but
Okay.
but they haven't released new firmware for it. It's 1.2, which is the original firmware. So if you've
Okay.
got the 400 Pro, you're actually probably running the latest version already as it is.
Okay, so there you go. But in the future, when they release something,
Yeah.
you're good.
So I guess they must be trying to support more of the existing line on that piece
Looks
of
like
software.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That's good to hear.
I just,
Excellent.
yeah. So apparently we can learn stuff on here too.
Awesome. That's always good. So yeah, the accessory kit for the V1, for the round head, we've got a number of different sort of little modifiers. We've got a dome head for it. We've got the barn doors.
Yeah.
What I like about these is you can mix and match. So you can throw on, a grid and the barn doors kind of
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah,
work
exactly.
really nice. Yeah.
You can stack them however you want, which is cool.
Stack them, mix and match, sort of build up a little sort of system of how you want to work it. This is one of my favorite combinations,
Yeah.
the diffuser with the little kicker card kind of thing on there.
So
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of light off to the sides, but you're not losing light behind you if you.
Exactly, yeah. Plus you're
Don't
getting
want
a
that.
little softer light as well too. And of course it comes with a few colored gels as well too. Quarter, half, and full CTO gels, and then the green gel as well too. Never used the green one, but these are
Yeah.
quite handy. Yeah.
By the way, a lot of people don't realize you can use the black side as well on this little bouncer. And so I put that in backwards like this. And why would you do that? Well, you can create more directionality with your bounces. So if you don't want your light to go off and hit the wall next to you or whatever, you can put this black one up, and it's only going to hit the ceiling.
Yeah,
And
basically
you can
gives
rotate
you
this around really easily.
little built-in flag kind of thing, eh?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah. So lots of neat things you can do with that accessory kit, and of course, as
No, I
Kevin
can't get
said,
this
the V1 magnetic head, everything
There
just
we go.
clips on there nice and easily. So you can get an adapter for the regular rectangular heads that are on the regular flashes as well too, which adapts it to this kit as well. So which is kind of nice, and it's only $10. Yeah.
And another prudent question here.
Okay.
Is there an adapter for the regular speedlight heads? There is, and guess what? It's only $10.
It's only $10.
You don't have to get the V1 to use all these accessories. With the V1, it's just the magnetic ability is built into it already. But yeah, Tracy's got it here.
So just that little guy right there fits onto any speedlight. I've used it on Canon speedlights before. I know people have used them on Nikon, so it'll fit any sort of Fresnel typical rectangular head speedlight.
Yep. Easy
Clamp
as
it
that.
on there, easy as that. Yep.
If you're not me, you don't throw it typically. That's just one of my tricks.
There you go. Yeah, that's Canon.
Yeah. Same thing.
Perfect.
You can
And then
stack
now
them
you
wherever
can
you want.
do anything on there. So yeah, it adds a little bit of bulk to the head of the flash, but it does give you that option to use all of those accessories on there, which I think is great.
Yeah, it's really cool of Godox to provide this because like they could have really easily just made this something proprietary to the V1 and the 8200 round head, which by the way is the other thing that
That's
works
right.
with this stuff.
It works as well too. Yes.
But they've given us a really low-cost adapter for the for our X60s, otherwise known as the Godox V860s or TT685 flashes.
Right, yeah. And as I said, any other brand flash as well too, Nikon, Canon, Sony's, all those guys, yeah.
Oh, we've got Gertrude in here. She joined us yesterday. She's asking what she missed. So much.
Yeah, well, actually a fair bit today.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've gone through a number of products. The X2T, the V1 round head, the LED bulbs, the accessory kit, number of different things, so yeah.
And Sierra really likes this adapter. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, it's awesome. That's what I've been using on my flashes. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't want to upgrade to this thing, if you've got a bunch of these flashes already, I mean, this is just a no-brainer if you want to get into this stuff. I think the V1, for me personally, is something I would really like as like my main on-camera flash if I'm shooting an event or something. Just for the things I've already described, like I'll just show that again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's awesome.
Just, like, it's so obvious, but
yeah. if you can bounce, that is just such a nice feature.
yeah. They've also really improved the radio master mode in here. So if you've got your one on-camera flash and you're controlling your bounces in the corners or
you know,
on
an
the sides of the dance
8200
floor or
off
whatever.
somewhere or something. Yeah, for
Yeah,
wedding
exactly.
shooters, that's a great flash for sure.
Actually,
yeah.
I don't know if they'll be able to see it super well. I can probably show them on this camera here.
Sure.
Let's see. Yeah, if we're in the master mode here, I don't know if I'm in my macro focus distance.
I think you're pretty good. Yeah, I think you're good there.
It looks very similar to what you see on like the X Pro controller or our XT Pro controller. So it's a very familiar interface. A lot easier to control than the master mode is on the X60s or V860s.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely a nice feature as well too. And again, something that some people really appreciate too, the new lever lock design to attach. You don't have to do the screw lock design on this anymore. You basically just flip it across, lever lock, and one simple thing, and you're locked onto your camera as well too.
Yeah, that's available on the X2T as well here.
Right.
So yeah, much easier than the wheel. The wheel actually is just as secure because what it's doing is it's dropping a pin into your hot shoe. So it's not the tension from the wheel that's keeping that from sliding off.
Yeah, a lot of people think that.
The problem with the wheel is, like, no matter how many times you twist it on or untwist it on, you can never seem to remember which way it goes. That's just
fair.
me, but
Nope, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
so we kind of expect all future products from Godox that use a hot shoe will have this quick lock.
Yeah,
now.
I'm sure we'll be seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one there.
My speed light is stuck at 14mm zoom.
Oh, good question.
So
Okay.
what happens here, if I'm controlling the zoom on my flash, here, maybe I can show them again on the other camera.
Go over there. Okay.
Let's see how this works. Okay, so in here I've got my zoom function, and normally I can move that around however I'd like. How's that framing there? Is that okay?
Go a little flatter to the camera.
Maybe you do just come behind the camera.
What's that?
Come behind the camera so you can see.
Sounds good.
Sorry guys, 1 second. Yeah, you can just reframe it. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so normally I can hit the zoom here, and I can control that however I want. You can see that up there, it's changing.
Yeah.
If I go all the way to the bottom, that's auto. So if you had this on your camera with a lens, it's going to match the field of view of your lens. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
That's
Yep,
better.
good.
Okay. But what happens is if I take this little wide-angle diffuser out, the flash automatically goes to its widest zoom and converts it to 14mm, which is what it is with this bounce card out.
And you can't change it.
You can't change it, it's
when that
locked.
little panel is out. So,
Because it's
yeah.
saying, kind of logically, I think, if you have the wide-angle diffuser out, you obviously want the widest possible throw. So what happens is sometimes people will take this bounce card and they'll go like that, and they'll be like, oh, my zoom is stuck. It's because this hasn't clicked all the way back in. So if I do that little click, there we go, that releases it.
Speak up a bit.
Sorry?
I think the mic, when we're over there, wasn't picking up. The mic wasn't as good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe we can just reiterate that.
Okay. Do another quick one in the front there. Yeah.
Okay guys, so sorry if you couldn't hear me as well over there. But I'll just go over what I was showing you. If you have this bounce card out, your flash is going to be locked to 14 millimeter zoom. That's because this goes to the widest possible zoom with the wide angle diffuser out, because they're assuming if you've got the wide angle diffuser out, you want the widest possible throw. It doesn't make sense really to shoot with the Fresnel head zoomed in and the wide angle diffuser out. So it automatically brings it to its widest zoom and gets it stuck there. So the way to unstuck yourself is to just make sure this is clicked all the way back in. Because now the flash registers that that wide angle diffuser is back inside the flash.
Excellent. Good question.
Use that.
I think there was another question there as well too from Gertrude.
Okay. We've got, oh yeah, here we go. Can you show how to turn the 8200 Pro into high-speed sync mode? Okay, so that's actually very much going to be a function of your controller.
So here, you take that.
So can I ask you which camera system you're using? Because it can be a little different depending on whether it's Canon, Nikon, etc.
Yeah.
Let's wait a few seconds here because we have a bit of a live delay. So.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, let us know which
Nikon.
camera.
Okay, so number one thing you need to do with a Nikon camera is open up your menu. You'll have all the letter functions. They're organized by letter. So you'll go to the letter E, which is for flash and bracketing. And then you're going to set auto FP to the fastest setting. On some cameras, that's 1/250th of a second. On some cameras, that's 1/320th of a second. And then once you've done that, depending on your controller, it will usually actually just automatically roll you over to high-speed sync as soon as you pass your flash sync speed.
When you turn your shutter speed up on your camera. Yeah.
Yeah, now this one,
Let's see.
this is the X2T,
Yeah.
and they have actually, okay, this is the Canon, but I'm going to feel silly if I'm wrong here, but I believe that they did actually restore a hard control over high-speed sync if you're using the X2T. So you would have to go into the menu on the X2T under sync and find that second letter, which is the H for high-speed sync. And then your flashes should be working. The only way to enable high-speed sync on this guy is to be using one of our controllers or a Godox controller. So.
And on the XT Pro, I believe there's a button, one of the top row buttons there. And
Yeah.
I know for me, when I shoot Canon, I basically just turn high-speed sync on that. With that button, I get the symbol on there, and then I can just dial the shutter speed up to whatever I want, and off you
Yeah.
go. So, yeah.
And Gertrude, if that didn't solve your problem, definitely get in touch with us on the phone or email. We'll try to troubleshoot further.
Yeah, we can walk you through it some more if you need. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cool. Anybody else have something for us?
Yeah, lots of good questions today. Keep them coming. Yeah.
This is less dead air than yesterday.
Yes, for sure.
If you did see us yesterday, you'll notice we got rid of the tablecloth. As much as we love our circular logo here, we just felt it was a bit too much. There were too many.
Too many.
It's like a bunch of tiny eyes staring at you.
There you go. That's right. Yeah.
You're welcome, Gertrude. Thanks for the
Good. Yeah.
question.
Hopefully that works. Yeah. Excellent. And that's pretty much the same as with most of our lights as well too.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Any lights that offer high-speed sync.
With exception, there's one notable exception. That would be our X Pro strobes, otherwise known as the Godox QT2 strobes.
Okay.
They have a hard high-speed sync button that you have to enable.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to use high-speed sync with an on-camera flash, basically you're going in and you should see that button again on the V1 here. Again, there's the sync button, so you just hit sync and then it goes in high speed and then into second curtain as well too.
Yeah.
So that again enables it on the Canons for sure. You just hit that button and then dial up your shutter speed and away you go.
Yeah, with Canon, any kind of sync you do need to set through the menu no matter what. The cool thing about our stuff and the Godox stuff is it does talk back and forth. So if I set high-speed sync on the flash here when it's mounted on my camera. You'll go into the menus and you'll see that high-speed sync is set in the camera as well.
Yes, they
Yeah,
interface with each other.
Cross communicate. So yeah, if you set it in the camera, same thing. You'll see the HSS symbol pop up here.
Yeah.
So, oh, perfect.
Yeah.
What software do you guys use with tethering? So, yeah, so to tether, we would be using either Lightroom or Capture One. Depending on your camera system, there might be one that works better than the other for you. But yeah, I mean, when we do our workshops, we're planning to work in Lightroom because we feel like that's what most people have. But I personally have some experience in Capture One as well. So if people are interested to see that, I can do some content in there as well.
I've used Lightroom pretty much my entire career. I'm quite familiar with Lightroom, and it's Lightroom just recently upgraded their tethering with Canon and Nikon stuff. It's faster, it's easier. You can actually control the settings in the camera now. So I've been using Lightroom, and overall pretty happy with it. It works quite seamlessly with my cameras. So yeah.
Yeah. Typically, all you need is just a simple USB cable plug into your camera, and
exactly.
That's and then you're good to go. So
yeah,
tethering is. It seems like this super advanced thing, but it's really not.
It really just, all it means is when you take a picture, that picture goes right into Lightroom and you can see it on your computer screen, and that's really all there is to it. Yeah.
If you got a laptop that can run Lightroom or Capture One, or if you have a desktop computer in your studio, it is really worthwhile to do that because you can just seeing your images on the full screen. Even when checking exposure now, you can hover over the part of your frame that you want to check exposure for, and you can see where that falls on the histogram.
Checking focus is really nice too. You can zoom in on somebody's eyes in a portrait shoot on a big screen and check focus, or if you're doing macro photography, I like it for that. You can zoom in and check your focus, where your focal plane is and stuff. So yeah.
And we've got Jesse asking if the USB cable needs to be something fancy or if any old USB cable works. As long as you have the right port for your camera, any old USB cable is fine.
Yeah.
There are some companies that sell, and I won't name any of them, that sell very expensive tethering cables. Yeah, you might pay a bit. You might want to pay a bit more to have a nice flexible braided cable, because I mean, if you're wandering around, you might not want a really super stiff, ugly cable in your studio.
Yeah, you want something fairly flexible, but yeah.
But honestly, if you just want to tether and you don't care about that, any USB cable will work. Yeah.
And a plug here, Strobepro sells the tether table as well too, which is a great accessory if you are tethering. You can put your laptop on it. It's got a little strap to keep your laptop on there safe. Put it on a stand or on a tripod, and that is a great place to set your camera, set your laptop on there, your computer, so that you can have it sort of with you as you're tethering. Oh,
yeah, this is
there it is.
This is the product right here. So it mounts on any light stand. It also has, I wonder if we can see that here. Yeah, it's got Arca Swiss dovetails. Hard to see in this picture, but you can mount it on a regular tripod head as well.
Yeah, tripod head, which is pretty handy. So.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, a light stand with wheels on it works great for that. Tripod works awesome as well too. So yeah, lots of options.
Okay, Gertrude is asking, 8200 works great on high-speed sync.
Oh, good. So you got to work it.
Explain. Oh, I think she's trying to explain something actually. Sorry, I was kind of confused there.
Okay, sounds good. Not an actual question.
If there's anything we can clarify, just let me know.
Yeah. High-speed sync is one of those things that's a little. If you've never played around with it, it seems kind of weird and not quite sure why you would need it. But yeah,
it's also very counterintuitive, because if you've learned how to use flash, you know that your shutter speed has no effect on your flash exposure.
Yep.
But what's happening in high-speed sync is your flash is actually behaving like a continuous light now, because it's the flash is pulsing for the full duration of your flash curtain opening and closing. So actually, you can shoot the same power at 1/2000th of a second and 1/4000th of a second, and you'll see a difference in your exposure.
Yeah. Shutter speed starts to make a difference in exposure once you get into high speed sync. So that's
Yeah.
something to keep in mind.
Because
Actually,
in essentially the way to think about it is with a regular flash, the flash takes up a finite period of time. So you think of that time as your exposure time rather than the shutter speed.
Yep.
Whereas with high speed sync, the flash is pulsing for the whole duration, so your time value is your shutter speed again.
Now it becomes back relevant to the exposure setting. Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how does high speed sync work?
Oh,
Trigger I'm using is XT Pro. Okay, so yeah, with the XT Pro, if you have your fastest auto FP setting enabled in your camera, again, we're talking about the Nikon here, it should automatically roll over. So when you pass your regular flash sync speed for your camera, which is probably 1/250th of a second,
somewhere in there. Yeah.
just guessing because it's a Nikon. So if you pass it to 1/320th or 1/500th, you'll be in high speed sync automatically.
Yep. Yeah, it just automatically goes into that mode.
If it's not, if it's not doing that on the XT Pro Nikon, is there a hard sync button? There might be.
I believe there is actually. You may just have to push that button to enable it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. But the first thing you have to do, no matter what, is make sure you've enabled the fastest, auto FP setting.
I think something else just came in.
Oh, X Series 400 strobe. Okay. So sorry, Gertrude. If it's the X Pro 400 from us, then there is a sync button on that strobe, and you have to enable that as well.
Right,
And that's actually the only exception in our whole system, is those strobes specifically. So you'll see a button on the back that's labeled sync, and you have to set that to HSS manually. And you should see that little H symbol with the lightning bolt pop up on the screen once you've done that.
Perfect. And then you should be able to go from there. Yeah.
Okay, concerning height ceiling, what is a decent minimum height if we use light modifiers on a strobe? I know it's variable, but a minimum, please. So, yeah, that could really depend. I think if you're in a space like that, you're going to be working at low heights no matter what. So I would tend to use more conventional light stands like our 9-foot air or 10-foot air, and I believe the minimum heights on those are 36 inches and 42 inches respectively.
Okay.
So for like a standing subject, like you're still going to need to bring it up a bit, and but for a seated subject, that 42 inches is going to be like probably around here.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know if something like that. So I think that works really well. Like our 10-foot air is probably my favorite stand. Just works in a really wide variety of situations.
Yep. And it's going to depend on the style of lighting you want too. Sometimes you want the light more sort of adjacent to your subject, and sometimes you'll want it above your subject. And so that's going to determine where you're going to position the light as well too. Strip boxes, that kind of thing, you may have them more sort of coming in from the side, so they don't need to be as high. Beauty dish, you might want over the head of your subject coming down, so that's going to change that height. And if you don't have the height in a ceiling for somebody standing, you may have to get them to sit and then bring that light so you can get it above their head kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, like I've used my 10-foot stands with the 60-inch octabox in like regular 8-foot ceilings, or under them rather. And that just barely fits.
It's, the top of the softbox is hitting the
almost
ceiling.
touching the roof. Yeah,
basically, to get enough height there.
But I think that's a good example of why maybe around like 42 inches is a good minimum height to aim for just general use photography.
Yep.
If you work in a lot of spaces, sometimes you've got the 8-foot ceilings.
Yeah, exactly.
Those will still work in there.
Sounds good. Yep.
Yeah. Anything else for us guys, or can talk about some more of the stuff we have here?
Anything else? Yeah, no, this has been great today.
Oh, no worries, Seer. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, excellent.
So Yeah, for anyone who just joined us, this is a roundtable discussion. It's just directed by you guys, so anything you want to see, anything you want us to talk about, let us know. Otherwise, we will find stuff to fill the air with as best as we can.
To ramble on with. Yeah, any kind of gear questions, photography questions. I've had lots of great stuff on technical questions, that kind of thing. Yeah, give us a shout. Just a note too. Hopefully, we will be going ahead with our workshop, our live stream workshop that we'll be doing on April 16th.
Yep.
Correct? Yep.
We're optimistically hoping to do that.
Optimistically, fingers crossed, if everything goes well. We'll be doing it obviously from our back here. We're not going to have people in the workshop. We're going to keep it to a minimum, but having it streaming, we'll be able to have as many people as want. Check it out, and same deal, you can ask questions, interact with us as we're shooting, and we'll talk about the gear and the processes we're using for shooting. So yeah.
Gertrude is asking us to show some new lights, or new products. That would be our newest.
This is our newest light,
MS300.
yeah, MS300.
I think she's seen that one already though.
Oh yeah, because we talked about it yesterday as well too.
Yeah. Do we have that FV light kicking around?
Oh, I have. Yeah, there's a 150 around. I'll go grab that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Tracy's gonna go grab something cool.
Yeah.
Just to fill the air for a second, I'll mention again, in an effort to support people's social distancing measures, we are offering free shipping on any order over $99, which is the lowest we've ever had that. A lot of other retailers will have maybe even lower thresholds, but keep in mind a lot of the stuff that we ship is massive and heavy and expensive to ship, so we've always kept that threshold higher, around $699. So yeah, this is really the first time we've done this, and we're hoping it's going to save people a bit of money and also encourage people to stay home and order online because we're making it affordable for you. All right, what do we have here?
This is the FV150. Also comes in a 200 version, 200 watt. This is the 150 watt version. So kind of a neat light. Takes a LED continuous light and adds a flash to it as well too, a strobe function. So it'll do both continuous and strobe light. It's all LED, so there is no sort of xenon or gas-filled strobe like on a traditional strobe, like this kind of thing here. Yeah. But it's all LED, so it's.
That's right. So this is first and foremost a video light. If you are using it as a flash, you will probably be disappointed in its power. However, it still works for some types of shooters. If you are doing newborn photography, lifestyle shooting, any sort of style where you're using more wide open apertures, like 2.8 or wider, then this has enough power. And it's really cool because because it's primarily a video light, it's also got an amazing modeling light because it's sort of like a modeling light with a flash as opposed to a flash with a modeling light.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Yeah, really nice actually. We've played around with this a bit, done some tests on it, and as Kevin said, it's not as powerful as the traditional type strobes, but for those situations where you don't need a ton of power for stills, it's quite nice actually. Works really good. Yeah, definitely. And it's a great hybrid light if you are doing both video and stills. Can work. Gives you sort of one light that does everything.
Yeah, exactly. If you're shooting stills only, this probably wouldn't be what I would recommend.
Yeah, me neither.
But if you're doing video and stills, this is an amazing video light actually, and because it has the Bowens mount, you can use any of our modifiers.
Exactly. Get all the same modifiers you can get.
Fan is also really quiet. Like they've made huge improvements there. If we compare these to the old lights, what were they called again? Sorry, I'm just drawing a blank.
Oh, the L1500s and stuff, or
yeah, it was our L1500. I'm just trying to remember the.
Oh, I don't know the Godox name on that one.
Anyway, the previous generation.
Yeah.
They made very big improvements to the fan. If you watched our video on these lights, Jesse was standing about a foot away from it, and we took just an audio sample. You can barely hear that fan. It's just. That's unrealistic. You're usually going to be further away from it than that, and if you do pick it up at all, it's just absolutely trivial to get rid of.
That's,
post.
Yeah, it's a great feature. It is a corded light only, so it's not battery powered, so you do have to plug it in, just so you know. And it does also have a number of sort of special flash effects that you can do with it, like lightning and flashing kind of stuff, and interesting stuff as well too. Yeah.
All right, so Jesse asks, can we see the illuminator? And yes, we can go get the illuminator.
I can run and get
you
the
want to
illuminator.
get it?
Sure.
I can go this time.
That's all right.
Okay.
You want to go?
I'll get it. I'll
Okay.
get it.
All right. Kevin's gonna go get the illuminator.
You can talk awkwardly.
All right.
Like so.
So yeah, as Kevin said, you know, keep the questions coming. This is something we kind of want to do going forward here, especially while things are the way they are for the next little while. It's a way to engage you guys, keep the interaction going. It's a way for people to learn about stuff and jump on and ask questions, and everybody else watching will learn about it as well too. So keep going with it. At this point, we are still open. We're still shipping stuff. We've got deals on our shipping now, $99 shipping, well, free shipping over $99 product. So anything you order that's over $99, it's now free shipping. Few caveats to that. Some of the big, heavy, oversized items will still need to do that, but for most stuff, free shipping. All right, Kevin's got the illuminator.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to figure out how we can get this on camera, but bear with me.
Okay.
It's kind of gigantic.
He's setting it up behind the camera here.
I'm gonna move this other one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know when you want me to switch cameras. Speak up.
Cables.
Cable's catching there. Okay, there you go.
This is what I do. I destroy everything.
And you may have to speak up too to get in on the mic there. Do you want me to?
This is going to come over here. There's
Oh,
no
I
other
see.
way.
Gotcha.
Sorry, camera one.
We've got a corner of it in there.
Okay.
Camera two.
Yeah.
Okay, there's our illuminator. So,
Yeah. So what is this thing? It's
what do we use it for?
Oh, look, I'm too tall. Here, I'll sit down.
Okay, you sit down.
So it is. I'll come in the middle here. It's a giant swooping reflector, so it's used for typically like clamshell style lighting. So you would have your main light up above, and then this is going to fill in the shadows under the chin and eye sockets and everything.
Yes. Yeah.
The other thing it does is it gives you a pretty unique catch light. It's
yeah,
like
it's
a
really
crescent
cool.
shape. I could probably bring up an example on the screen here.
Okay. Yeah, it basically gives you that sort of really interesting catch light in the bottom of the eye. To give it a little more interesting, unique, different look than a typical two-light setup. You'd have your one light as your main catch light in the top of the eye, and then this would be underneath your eye, giving you that sort of curved catch light as well too, which is pretty cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had an easily accessible example image, but I don't.
No problem.
But yeah, this type of reflector existed for a while from another manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
We just recently brought it in. It's a really popular item. I would say if you're doing headshots, this is a nice modifier to have if you want something a bit unique. With your main light up high and angled down, that's really forgiving on a wide variety of subjects.
Exactly.
Including glasses wearers, because you want to get your light high and out of the way to not send any reflections back.
The other nice thing about this is it comes with obviously the white panel that you see here, which is sort of a nice, soft, even light. But it also comes with a silver panel as well too, which gives you a little kind of more specular, crisper kind of light to it if you want to sort of punch up the contrast in your subject as well too. So
Yeah, if you are using this thing, you want it kind of just out of frame, like below your subject's chin.
Yeah.
It is pretty much a headshot modifier. You can get it even lower and use it for like half body, but it really shines as a headshot modifier, I would say.
Yeah, I would say sort of, mid, sort of a rib cage, bottom of the rib cage up kind of thing would be what you're looking at.
So yeah, if you do get this, you want a lower stand, something like our 7-foot to-go stand or the 4-foot roller would be our
especially if you're going to have your subject sitting, you'll want a fairly low stand so that you can get it in the right position. If you have the height and your subject can stand, then most stands will work for this to get it low enough where it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to move this out of the way now.
Okay. Excellent.
But that was fun. If anyone else wants us to grab anything else, we've still got a bit of time here.
Yeah, we got a few more minutes left, I think, right?
That's what we were planning to do. We might be able to go over a bit today.
See how we're doing. Okay. Yeah, no other questions so far, but yeah, give us a shout. Anybody else on there? Say hi, ask a question. Anything you'd like to see, we'd love to bring it out for you and show you what it can do.
Yes.
Oh, there you are. What else can we talk about here?
Yeah, maybe I'll just reiterate, guys, we have $99 free shipping right now. That's the first time we've ever done that. It's just, oh, we've got a customer.
I'll run and grab that. You keep going.
So we are still open. We're being really careful, sanitizing all of our machines, trying to keep distance with people. But yeah, it's obviously things have slowed right down. And our $99 free shipping is designed to help people keep their distance. So if you want to order something from us instead of coming to the store, it's easier to do that now. You don't have to worry about saving those few bucks anymore. So yeah, it's a really great option and just something we're doing to help adjust to the new reality, as they say. Sears says Quebec salutes us. Oh, thank you. That's very nice. Hello from Alberta. Yeah, if anyone's got anything else for me, we're just about to end the stream here, but I'm happy to talk for an extra couple minutes if anyone has any questions. Just me and my coffee. Well, not to be too salesy or anything, but we do also have a lot of nice sale prices on, so check those out. Obviously, money's tight for everyone right now, and we get that, so that's partly why we're doing this. We want to try to stay in business as much as possible and also provide some good deals for you guys. So if you need anything, that makes it a little easier for you. By the way, if you're ever putting through a big order as well, you can get in touch with us through email. We often do orders by quote. If there's a large amount of items going through, we can do special discounts. That's often something we do, actually. So yeah, just so you know, we're always here to help. We're planning to, at the very, very least, still be here to answer the phones and emails, and we'll keep shipping as long as we can. Showroom is still open for now, and we're taking precautions there. Hi, Zach. No, thanks for joining us. We're actually pretty close to ending the stream right now, but this is just a little live Q&A. So if there's anything you want to know, I can stick around for a couple extra minutes. Any product you want to see, I can run and grab it. So. Metal beauty dishes. Yeah, that's something we do get asked about because we did carry them at one time. A lot of people really do prefer the collapsible style because they're just more mobile. With a metal beauty dish, if you want to trek that out somewhere, there's no real way to shrink it down. You're just carrying a big metal dish. But some people still want them just for that absolutely perfectly circular shape. So it's something we'd consider bringing back in, I think, though there are no current plans for it. Almost came by the 25-inch beauty dish. That's a great modifier. That or the 33. We've got kind of two different options there. The 25-inch with the silver, kind of more like a traditional beauty dish, little bit harder, more specular. And then the 33-inch, which is large for a beauty dish. We did a white interior on that, so it's a kind of a softer, more diffused look on that.
I love that modifier. Really nice all around. Can get a really nice soft light out of it, like a traditional softbox, or a little kind of harder light, punchier light, just open with the diffuser plate in there. So it's really versatile, I find. Yep.
Yeah, very versatile. With the included diffusers, there's just it'll take up a lot of length or width in your space.
Yeah, it's deep. Yeah.
And getting it overhead too, if you've got a low ceiling, can be tricky.
Yeah, and those ones, the one version of those comes again with the plate, with the two diffusers, with the grid. So again, lots of options, lots of variety, everything from a really hard, punchy kind of light to a very soft diffused light as well too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, guys, I think we're gonna have to cap it off there for today, but stay tuned next week. I'm going to be away, but I believe we do have some more stream content planned for you guys, so
we're looking at some more stuff for next week. Yeah, exactly.
Stay tuned for that, and thanks for joining us today, and really thanks for all the questions. You helped us stay engaged today, so that was great.
It was awesome. Yeah, very good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah.
Thanks again. And if there was anything else you wanted to know that we didn't quite get to, our phones are on right now. You can give us a call. That would be 403 97. What's our number?
Oh,
my brain is just shrapnel right now.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Sorry, when you stream for an hour, like weird stuff starts happening.
I know our email address, hello@strobepro.com. Give us a email. Give us a shout on email as well too. Yeah. Got it?
403-474-9793.
There we go. Excellent.
Yeah, or you can give us a shout on email as well, hello@strobepro.com. We'll answer your questions as best we can.
It's us helping you, so we're here, we're it.
That's
You'll
right.
be talking to Kevin or I. Well, not for the next 2 weeks, you won't be talking to Kevin, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not because I have the coronavirus.
No, he's just
I'm
going
just
on
going on
holidays.
vacation. But,
Exactly.
but it's a staycation now.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's another story.
Okay.
But thanks again for joining us, guys. Until next time, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Tracy.
And we're from Strobepro.com. Oops.